we're going to write at the top. What do we got? Does anybody remember the theorem? Okay, so I'm going to get it started. You just jump in any second when you recognize it, okay? You ready? Okay, here we go. Okay, nothing yet. Okay? I was hoping. There it is. Okay, so a squared plus b squared equals c squared. That's the Pythagorean theorem. Okay? And a man named Pythagoras actually came up with it, and that's why it's the Pythagorean theorem. Just a little tidbit of information, not going to cost you any extra. Now, the only letter, the only variable in this entire theorem that matters is c. So let's make a little note to self over here in the corner. C is opposite the what? The right angle. Always. That's where C is. It doesn't matter which one you pick for A or which one you pick for B. C has to be opposite the right angle. Okay? So we're going to look at example 1. I want you to keep in mind that it says leave your answers in simplest radical form. There are no decimal answers, okay? So keep that in mind. So as I look at example 1, I like to label mine, and A and B do not matter. I just put them wherever I feel like. But C, here's my right angle, and you know what it is because it's got the little box, and I know you know that. Put your pencil in the corner of that box and go in the opposite direction, and there is your C. Okay? Go down to number 5. I want you to realize that C is not always the variable. If on number 5 I put my pencil on the corner and I go in the opposite direction, it's going to be the 11. Okay? C is always opposite this right angle. So if you put your pencil on the corner and go in the opposite direction, you're going to get there. Okay? So let's go back to example 1. And for the first one only, we are going to write the theorem again. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay? Just because I want you to see exactly how this works. What is A in my case? 6. So it is 6, and the theorem says to square it. Plus my b. Now, if you have a radical, you've got to put it in parentheses. So it's going to be root of 65 in parentheses and then square it. Okay?
That's how they type it, calculator, right?
Yes, ma'am. Exactly. And then it's going to equal, I don't know, c squared. Okay? All of this is done on the calculator. There is no, all of this part, the solving part is all on the calculator. Okay? So when I type this in, I type exactly what I have. I have 6 squared plus parentheses, the root of 65. Remember to arrow out. I'm horrible about that, and I get some crazy answer and have to go back. Okay? So 6 squared plus, so it doesn't matter what this crazy stuff is, your calculator is going to calculate it for you. And when you push enter, what do you get? 101. So a nice number. Okay? So I have 101 equals c squared. C squared doesn't tell me anything. I want to know what c is. So now I take the root of both sides. Remember, the root and the square cancel each other. And this is just going to be c. And this is one of those numbers that is not going to simplify. So this is going to be your answer. Simplest radical form. 101 will not simplify. There's not a perfect in 101. Okay? Questions? Okay, we're going to look at number 2 now because I want you to see how it works. Pencil on the corner. What is going to be my C value here? 16. Here we go. A, B, C. All right, so I've got 10 squared plus B squared equals 16 squared. Questions? Okay. Now, I have to solve for this B squared. I got to get it alone. So what have I got to do with this 10 squared? Subtract it from the other side. Now it's a 0. You're going to type that in your calculator. Your calculator is going to do it. Look, it's pretty awesome. We're going to type in 16 squared minus 10 squared, and it's going to give me my answer, which is 156. So you're going to use your calculator for this, okay? We're not writing it all out. We don't need to. So B squared equals 156. Now, there is a perfect in 156, and it's 4, okay, just to save some time. So I'm going to take the root of both sides. Those cancel because B squared tells me nothing. I need to know what B is. So B equals the root of 4 times 39. What is the root of 4? 2. So B equals 2 root 39. Questions? Use the calculator to solve them. Use the calculator to do this subtraction for you, okay? Or if it's all on one side, that addition. Questions? All right, let's look at number 6. On number 6, oh, look there. What is my C? Root of 13. I'm going to make this one A and this one B. That's just my habit. You can do it however you want to because A and B don't matter. But I've got 2 root 3 squared. Make sure you got that in parentheses because if it's got a root involved, you got to put in parentheses. Plus B squared equals root of 13 squared. Any questions about the placement? A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Now, in order to solve for this B squared or to get it alone, what do I have to do with this 2 root 3 squared? Subtract it from the other side. 2 root 3 squared. Now that's a 0. B squared equals a bunch of stuff. We're just going to type that in. Here we go. I've got parentheses. The root of 13 and square it minus parentheses 2 root 3, make sure you're arrowing out, squared, and it's going to give me a number answer. What do you get? 1. So B squared equals 1. I'm going to take the root of both sides. Roots and squares cancel. What does B equal? 1. Questions? Okay, turn to the back. This is really where your notebook paper is going to come in. Look at number 22, please. Find the missing side of each triangle. Leave your answers in simplest radical form. What I've done is just given you 2 sides. You're going to find the 3rd side without the triangle. What do I have? A and, so which one am I looking for? So this one is 7 squared plus b squared equals 14 squared. And then you would just solve it like we solved the others. Questions. Number 24. Which one do I need to solve for? A. So a squared plus 11 squared equals 12 squared. And then you would solve. Questions about how to set those up? Okay. All right, go back to the front. Any questions about how to find C? Look at number 3 and tell me which one is C. The X. Very good. Okay. Excellent.